Good morning. This is Reverend Joseph Andrew Jensen Sr. again. This morning, yesterday, I made a video on the judgment. The judgment is not the judgment of God's day, okay? That's when we actually judge God, whether we're going to want God to stay in this world or leave us alone. That's what the 9 billion thumbs up is. God will only leave this world if everybody in this world doesn't want him. That's what it is. It's pretty sad, isn't it? The creator of this world once says he'll only leave if everybody in this world decides against him. But if it comes to that point, we don't get those thumbs up, he's gone. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? The only way he'll stay is if everybody in this world says they will stay. Or at least the people, or anybody representing all the people of the world that says, no, don't leave us. Okay, that's basically what I'm trying to say. That's what it is. God's already, like right now, every day, there's no replies. He's saying, we don't want you, God. Just stay the heck away from us. Leave us. That's every day that passes. I'm making this into a short. But what's in store for us as we get the 9 billion thumbs up? The next thing is, if everybody comes up with the 9 billion, it's God's going to tell everybody to open a GODScoin account in any bank in the world. Any bank in the world. Why would any bank take it? Because we're announcing GODScoin. And when we announce GODScoin, it will be the only one world currency. Each GODScoin will be worth $100,000. That's what it will cost the Americans. When people take their money, for instance, Elon Musk is an American, okay, and he has his money in dollars. He's worth $409 billion, maybe 410 by now. Makes no difference. He's going to have to, the day I put this video out, he has to start converting his cash assets into GODScoin immediately. Meaning that he'll have 2 million GODScoins. If you take 2 million times 100,000, then you'll come with 4 billion. You see what I'm saying? 400 billion. Okay? Imagine the difference. But I'm giving everybody everybody in this world one GODScoin per family member if they're a newborn baby because they had their own account. Now when I say I'm giving it, that's because I am the owner of the God's Living Ministries. We are the headquarters. My headquarters will be in Cairo, Egypt. Actually Giza, Egypt. We're overlooking the pyramids. This is going to happen either, if God doesn't get it, God's not gone yet. He's just said he's got plan B, because he's not giving up on us. He's not leaving us exactly forever. He's just numb to us. Numb to us. You understand what I'm saying? There's no sense in everybody praying to God. The only way you can show God you love God and accept God is through GODScoin. So when you're told to get GODScoin, if you don't do it the first time, the second time it's not asking for thumbs up, it's asking you to open up a GODScoin account. But you know what? God's going to be a little bit mad at that. So God's coins is not gonna be available to everybody at first, unless everybody answers that second call. The second call is for everybody in the world to open an account at one time with God's coin. And no matter what, I'm moving to Cairo, Egypt, or Giza, where my bank will be, overlooking the pyramids and the Great Sphinx. I've been going there for the last 2 years. God and I have traveled all over this world. Well, not really everywhere, but we went to Africa first, to Burundi, Bujumbura, Burundi, to be exact. We started there, and we went to Cairo twice. I was in Palestine. I ended up in the hospital in Palestine. I was right there in the middle of everything that was going on. At a military checkpoint, I fell out. I ended up in the hospital in Jerusalem. The embassy got me home. So I've been in it. God and I have been in it. When I write everything together, I write with the capital letters, we, W-E. That means God and I. If I say we went someplace and I put W-E, that means God and I go together. You know, whenever anybody goes to meet somebody or see somebody, you're not meeting him just by chance. You're not talking to somebody just by chance. Maybe you could be, but I don't think so. I think that basically God has something to say about that. Every time you meet somebody, you know the God inside you is actually meeting the God inside them. They want to talk to people, but they pick and choose who they want to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's go meet them. I want to talk to them, or I want to talk to them. And they recognize. Sometimes they recognize somebody. That's what deja vu and stuff's all about. Sometimes we recognize something, and then we start talking to them. We have a commonality. Why? Because the gods inside us and the God inside them has talked to each other before, or seen each other before, or we've seen them before, or they've seen us before, or in the past, in the memory. Because you see, God, you know, like I said, in the God at any time can know the names and the ancestors. And this is like the stuff that we don't understand. How come we have these deja vu kind of events? Anyway, let's get down to the point. Everybody will be millionaires the day on the 22nd if God gets the GODScoin. If not, this doesn't work that way. It'll work that way on the second try, on the 22nd of September. And that's when God says, okay, one more time. This time, it's not a thumbs up. This time, it's opening up an account. And the moment I say that, every bank in this world should not be able to cash anybody's currency because it's undermined. Do you understand the word undermined? Elon Musk, pay attention. All currencies of the world are undermined. And the only time that you're going to get a fair trade and not lose a dime is right then. The moment it comes out, the next day on Wall Street in America, boom, the dollar falls. By the end of the day, it's gone. You see? You're losing $100,000 per GODScoin throughout this world that's being passed out to the where in. You can imagine that your GODScoin, for instance, in Egypt, it's $100,000 the same as 5 million Egyptian pounds. So everybody in Egypt will be getting GODScoin. They'll get 5 million Egyptian pounds. A newborn, every family member, the mother and the father, the grandmother, if they're staying in the same house. All these people are going to get GODScoin at one time. So Egyptians are going to get 5 million times how many family members they have at one time. In Burundi, oh my God, the poorest country in the world, Their unit is called just like, okay, Egyptian, it was the Egyptian pound. When it's in Burundi, it's going to be the Burundian franc. The Burundian franc, it takes 3,500 of Burundian francs to make a dollar. So when they get their GODScoin worth $100,000, put $100,000 times 3,500 Burundian francs. They're gonna, and that's per family member. These people are going to be billionaires, not millionaires. Okay, billionaires in the poorest country in the world. Didn't the Bible say the last will be first and the first will be last? Now everybody that's 18 in the United States and everybody else in the world can start working for God, and immediately earning 1 GODScoin to 5 GODScoins per hour. Okay, the reason we're doing that is because here, this way God's doing it. Any bank in the world before the end of the day is going to be owned by GODScoin. Okay, because you can't cash the money. All the money in your vault is going to be worthless within 24 to 48 hours. So it's going to have to keep losing a cent in your bank. You're going to have to invest in GODScoin, $100,000 a piece. Whatever you have in the vault and drawers and everything, it's going to have to be exchanged in GODScoin so you don't lose a cent. Now, you might just be a manager of a bank. It's your CEO. The CEO gets promoted to the president, bank president. It turns into, puts your name on your bank. Get ready to put your name on your bank, and you're going to actually own that bank. That's your bank. Promote everybody else. You'll get 5 GODScoins a month and five GODScoins up front. That's $500,000 up front, and $500,000. You're getting GODScoin, not money, but this is the value. And you're going to get $500,000 per month. Like I said, you get $500,000 or 5 GODScoins per month, or 500,000, or 500,000 per GODScoin up front. Okay. Now everybody, you're then, because you're the CEO. Every one of your managers, I don't care how many managers you have, they're going to get 4. And they're going to get up front, and then they're going to get 4 each month. Managers will hire supervisors. Promote the people you have in that bank right now to supervisors. All of them are supervisors, because they know what they're doing. They've been running the bank. Promote every one of them to supervisors so they can get $300,000 and $300 per month. Did you understand how it works? Then you got team leaders. Team leaders are going to get 2. You appoint team leaders. People that get those off the street. Get those, just anybody that walks in the door. Or, because you just lost, everybody's been promoted, you won't have anybody. So you get those off the street. Try to get motivated people. It doesn't necessarily mean you got to know anything about banking. Get motivated people that's good with people as team leaders. They'll get 2 GODScoin per week, $200,000 per month up front, rather than $200,000 every month. Everybody in this world is going to be on salary. The least you'll make is 1 GODScoin per month if you're 18 years old and older. Also, everybody that gets a GODScoin account and is 18, they're going to get a phone with everybody's account in their household to do the family banking. Phones got facial recognition, voice recognition, hand geometry, and it's always got your name and your birthday and your fingerprints. That's enough for right now. But you're going to be getting a brand new phone. And sooner or later, you're going to get another phone. You see this thing, but it's going to be very sensitive to your touch. If you laid it down, for more than 5 hours, it's going to secretly alert the bank to turn on the GPS system. Not to alert the police yet. Well, to alert the police too, but to find out where it's at by the GPS, and it'll alert the eye in the sky. The eye in the sky will check out the Google location, or the GPS location, and it'll search for that bank. It'll also turn itself on and start recording every voice, everything around them. Okay, it's going to record it. The camera turns on, the microphone turns on, everything turns on, and they want you looking at it. That's great. They want the thief to look at it. They want to see the background. This is all evidence, because they're going to get you, and the police are going after that phone. Now, it might be a family member picking up that phone. You left it behind, whatever. But that's how fast the police will still come get it. And nobody come knocking on the doors or going wherever it's at, and they say, oh, they left it. They say, okay, that's fine, that's great, it's beautiful. But you see how it works. This is thing. There's no sense of being a criminal, because you're going to be there's not going to be anybody with a past record. You can work at the bank. People in gangs, people in records, everybody. This is a second chance to straighten out. You're being pardoned. Everything you got is going to be expunged immediately. You have no reason to go bad anymore. Nobody has a reason to go bad. Before it's over, every person in this world will be trained in martial arts, be trained to become a real police officer, and to become a real paramedic. Nobody's going to tell you how, because you're being paid by me to do it. Besides doing a normal job, I don't care if you work at McDonald's or if you're the department manager working at Macy's, in Washington D.C., or it doesn't matter. Whatever company you're working for, you're paid way more than you was before. Elon Musk, like I said, you got to cash in, bud. Everybody, Jeff Bezos, Satoshi, God will trade you 100 GODScoin per Bitcoin. Bitcoin will stay the same value. It will by the dollar. It'll keep raising, but it's going to be given directly to Palestine. Directly to Palestine. So right now it hovers at I don't know. It was up to 160, $160,000 a piece. So it was, I don't know what it is now. I think now it's 106,000 a piece. But the figures, I haven't checked them in a long time. But anyway, I'm going to end this broadcast. But this is what is in store for everybody. Think about it. Everybody's going to be working for God and getting a salary. It doesn't work at the care, and then there's going to be a scale too to those that want to do the dirty jobs. In other words, pick up trash. Thing. You're instead of getting 1 GODScoin, you're getting 2. You might have any education, but you're getting promoted to double your salary. 2 GODScoin. Road workers. Any job you have, it's going to have, executive levels. Of course, executive levels are going to bake up to 5. But just the common worker, it doesn't matter whether you're retarded or handicapped or anything like that. You're going to get a job. And if you want to do a dirty job, you can get twice as much. The dirty jobs can be clean jobs, like percentage of people that pick up trash, people that work in the plumbing, things like that. This is going to be a wonderful world, but it's also going to be a controlled world. It's going to, and you know what it means under control? When people are under control, so are the gods in them under control. And what are you doing? You're serving people, and you're actually giving your products away. You know, because when you use that debit card, it's going to say it's buying a car, or it's going to say it's buying the hamburger and French fries and milkshake. You're just going to put the card down or the phone down, and it's going to pay everything, right? It's not, you know, no currencies. It's going to work by the phone or by a debit card. It's going to pay for everything. But in reality, and it's going to pay for it, just how that thing, and the bank's going to see that charge. But we're not going to record every transaction. We don't care. We don't care. We're going to keep that transaction for a year. That's it. You get a statement of everything you spent. But off that card you can buy a house. Off that card you can buy land. Off that card you can buy a hamburger, French fries, pizza. Get your wardrobe, or get a piece of clothing, a hat, new pair of boots, shoes. You understand what I'm saying? These are things that we're going to do. I'll talk more about this later, but you see, I'm not going to waste time. I have to get off here right now. Good night.